Well, the little green streak lives on. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. Today is, today's Wednesday, September the 3rd, and we had another small but green day. So I think that's 5 straight green days now, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a quick look at TradeZilla and just double check here. There's an issue with the upload. One of the accounts is not uploading, so we're off by about 36 bucks. The net for today is 353.02, as you can see right here. That was today. TradeZilla is only showing 316. I think it is this account right here that for some reason is not populating. So I'll need to fix that, but I can do that. But in any case, the math really doesn't change a whole lot. 50% win rate, average win to loss 8. So average winner was 45 bucks. Average loser was only 5. I had a very, very small loss today. So that was good. And we are once again winning the week. So that's great. Let's see how we got 2 green days here. And August, yep, we finished with 3 green days in a row. So we are on 5 straight green days. And we won this week when we started to focus on that. Last week was a break even, down $6. And this week we are right now up after that import completes itself about 860 something. So about 870 actually. So good start to the week. Hopefully we can finish the week strong. And honestly, this mentality of winning the week really it eases the mind for me a little bit. So, and honestly, like today, the way this market's action was this morning, I was just not a fan. I was not a fan at all. And I thought for a while I wasn't even going to trade my funded accounts today. I was really focused on the eval front, trying to get some accounts passed before that $85 activation fee promotion runs out with Apex. So, but anyway, I was pretty aggressive with my evals, rightfully so, because I needed to make some traction on them. But on the funded accounts, I was just not crazy about the price action. And a long off of this level this morning would have been really good. I did take that long with evals, but very choppy open, very, very up down. ES, we really went sideways. If you look at this area, this range right here was just nothing but up, down, up, down. You had the wick through and then just a lot of this. And that's an account killer area. And it's just not something I was interested in. Now we finally did get this move down and down here to this level, which is a pretty big level. If you look at the big picture chart here, that is this area around the 64.30s, which is a pretty big level. If we go back, this is previous resistance, we turned that into, well, we had a bit of not really tested support, but then turned it back into resistance. Right here we had support. And we are now trying to hold that level here for the last couple of days. So we'll see if that continues to hold, but definitely was a bit, just a bit of crazy price action. I did take one trade. This was the trade that I had the loser on, a $25 winner, $25 loser. So out with half the position and then stopped out for break even trade. So the loss was commission there. So that was the loss today. And the win today was on the Russell, and not a big win. We just had this is completely yucky price action right here. Again, just, whipsaw up, down, all the way through here, just whipsaw. That's just not a good place to trade, and I stayed out of it. But when we got this move down and we retested this area, you can see right here we had a nice little wick test of this area as we broke down and kind of consolidated, tested it, and then that got the flush. Granted, it wasn't much. I only got 2 contracts here, first contract here, second contract here, and then I got stopped out break even for the third one. Had I held a little bit longer, that may have been a little bit better, because we did finally get that bigger flush. If I would have left my stop and not moved it to break even, we would have survived and got a bigger move down. The thing is, though, I was holding for this area right here. This was my last profit target, which was the low of day, and we didn't quite get there yet. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with where I'm at. We did have a winning trade, and that's really all that matters. So again, I'm not being super aggressive on the funded accounts. I really want to get these 4 Tradeify accounts. I want to get this drawdown back up, and we're at about 700 in drawdown here. This Tradeify account's got 1,200, which is fine, and then the rest of these accounts are pretty good. So I'm really trying to get this built back up before we get too aggressive on the funded accounts. So that's the trades on the PA or the funded accounts. And the good news today, I had a really good day on evals, as you can see, 12,000 bucks, which is kind of cool, but again, it's just evals. But I did finally pass these 5 Apex accounts. I've had these for actually rebuild. They rebuild one time. I had them up to 52,800. Then I had a big red day. A few weeks ago, I had a $36,000 red day on my eval accounts. And these accounts almost got blown. And finally today, we brought them above the finish line, making about 800 bucks a piece. So I was pretty aggressive on them, but a little bit more careful than I was yesterday. I was trying to pass them yesterday and didn't quite get anywhere with them and basically ended up break even. And today we had a pretty strong run. So that gives me 5 more Apex accounts. And then I actually have more evals than I really can use because I have, right now I have 3 Apex accounts. With these 5 that are now passed, tomorrow morning I'll have 8 of them. I have 4 more 50Ks. I've got 10 150K accounts that are 1,300 in profit. And then I bought some more here at the end of that sale just because it was 90% off. And I don't need them right now. I mean, of course, that means I have to pass all of these, but providing I do pass all of them, I have extra accounts. But I guess it allows me, we'll see how it goes. If I actually pass a bunch of these, maybe I'll have to get a little bit aggressive with some of the Apex accounts and maybe trade minis or trade bigger size and try to push them to a payout. And if I blow them, I can, revert back to these. So also got some funding ticks accounts that got a little bit of profit. I think the target here is 2,500 and we're at 1,100 and 600. So we got a little ways to go. And then last but not least, my remaining 4 take profit accounts, which I'm trying to get to the 5 funded take profit accounts. This group is also a group that I unfortunately had to rebill. These were part of that big drawdown move that I had, that big red day. I think these accounts got down to about $70 close to being blown, and we are back up to 1,700 in profit. So feels pretty good. Drawdown's fully intact. And again, I'm not being super aggressive. I'm just going to plod along slow and steady, babysit these accounts, and try to get them across the finish line. So anyway, good day on the eval front, and really just kind of a good day and a good week overall. Glad to have these passed, and that moves my quantity of funded accounts a little bit higher. So I guess I'm taking this a little bit backwards. I have not had a payout since I think January or February. And I've really just kind of been working on getting my accounts built up. And really what I'm trying to do is get to 20 Apex accounts. I do have the 5 Tradeifys and trying to get to 5 take profit accounts. The funding ticks accounts is just kind of something I wanted to play with, and if I can get those passed, I'm going to get really aggressive with those and just see what I can do. So, but really the goal is to get to 30 accounts, 5 Tradeifys, 5 take profits, and 20 Apex accounts. So sometimes you would think, well, maybe I should be focused on getting these to payouts before we try to activate a whole bunch more accounts. But I have been trading for a couple of years, and I'm just simply been on a dry run. So it is what it is. I'm just being very careful, and if it takes a while to get them to pay out, that's fine. But once we do, we'll be pretty happy. And honestly, I think if I get to 1 payout with most of those, if I can pass a bunch of those accounts, it turns everything profitable for me since I've started trading, because I have just not spent a lot of money. So, I mean, I've spent a considerable amount of money, but last year I had nearly 20,000 in payouts. So hopefully we can wrap this year up on a positive note and push accounts along and get some money out of the system, so to speak. So, but anyway, just that's the heads up for today. Again, thanks for following along. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for using my code where applicable, and hope you guys had a good start to the week here, the first couple of days. And yeah, keep your head on, and let's finish this week on a positive note. We got 2 more days left, some news the next couple of days, so keep that in consideration and have a good couple of days. Thanks again. Appreciate you guys. Take care, and so long.